Can you? Okay, okay. So I have taken the. I am implementing a DC gain. Wait a second. So I have implemented a DC gain, and what I'm trying to do, I am trying to create the digits. I am working on a MNIST data set. Okay, the same notebook you can use for creating the human face also, but in that case you need to change the data set. You need to change the data set to the human faces. Okay, so first we imported the libraries which we need, TensorFlow, that is in which we are going to do all the training and all those things, and NumPy, Pandas for the pre-processing thing, and Matplotlib, and these are the supportive functions, OS and time for calculating the time, Matplotlib for plotting the plots and plotting these images also. So we load the MNIST data set can be loaded using the keras.dataset.mnist. So this is how we load the MNIST dataset. Okay, and let's see the number of images we have in Xtrain, because we don't want to test anything. We just want an image for a discriminator that is real. So we do not bother about the by train also and by test also. We are going to label all it as a 1, as they are the real images, and and the generated images will be labeled as 0, as I already told you. So we have 60,000 images which has dimension of 28 into 28, and this 1 stands for a grayscale, since these are the grayscale images. This is a function to plt.imshow basically, and a loop over those functions so that we can get a plot, and you can find these kind of digit we have in the real data distribution, real data. Okay, 5, 0, 4, 1, 9, 2, 1, 3, 1. Okay, so what we will do, we need to, since this data is loaded from the MNIST data set, the Keras one, it is already in a form of tensor, but sometimes it is not in a form of tensor, and for giving to a CNN network, you have to convert, reshape the data in a form of tensor. So this is how we are going to do it, and this is the method to normalize the images. So we are basically normalizing it to a -1 to 1 range. You can also use Xtrain divided by 255 to normalize it to a 0 and 1. This is a basic CNN thing. Okay, the image processing thing which we do. Now let's say we have 60,000 examples, and the best size I'm taking 256. So I need to uh, uh, take the data in a batches. So I will take the help of the data set from tensor slices, the function which we have in a tf.data.dataset dot from tensor underscore slices. So we get the data Xtrain, and what we will do, we will shuffle the data and in a batch. So at a one point we are only taking 256 images for a one pass. Okay, so the thing is, if you are working on a CNN, then you are aware that CNN basically downsample your images. The convolutional layer basically downsample your images. But in generator, what we want we wanted to input a real images. Here you can see we downsample the images. We have a bigger image, we downsample it using the convolutional operation, and here also, and we check whether it's a real or fake. But in generator, what we want, we give a random noise, we want to upsample it so that we can get the image. So this thing can be implemented using the function convolutional the layer convolution 2D transpose. Basically in a discriminator we use the convo 2D layer, and for downsampling, and for the upsampling you need to use the convolution 2D transpose. So this is the generator model. I use the Keras sequential API to create the model. Yeah, every one of you are familiar of this, as it's a basic thing. So what we have done, we have created a dense layer in which we are inputting the noise of a noise vector of 100 dimension. We are inputting it to a into a layer which is dense, and we are basically using the size 7 into 7 into 256. 256 goes for the channels. Okay, then we add the batch normalization to normalize to basically learn faster and to normalize the batch, and at the last we use the leaky ReLU. Okay, so in general we can use a leaky ReLU before the batch normalization, but in case of leaky ReLU layer, we often use batch normalization before the leaky ReLU. Okay, and now I have reshaped the image into a 7. This is very necessary because I'm going to fed it in another layer. So in the another layer, I have created another convolutional 2D transpose in which we have a the size will be 128, and 5 into 5 will be the kernel size, and the stride is 1 into 1. Padding will be same. What does it means? That we will have the this is number of the filters. Okay, guys, and padding will be same. What does it mean? That the input image, so you are inputting an image of 7 into 7, and you will get the 7 into 7 same output from this layer. Okay, and this is the batch normalization again, and activation function leaky ReLU. So this is another convolutional 2D transpose layer in which we are using the number of filter 64, and filter size will be 5 into 5, and the stride will be 2. So since we are using the convolutional transpose and padding are same, the 7 by 7 image will be become 14 into 14 since we are using the strides of 2 by 2. Okay, so same thing, batch normalization, leaky ReLU, and then at the end we use the another convolutional 2D transpose layer with a filter of 1, and since we want to give a grayscale image to the discriminator, since our discriminator will be trained on a grayscale image, so that is very necessary, and we will take the stride of 2, and so our 14 into 14 images will turn into a 28 into 28 images. Okay, by there's necessary that we created the image of the dimension 28 into 28 using the generator, because we are using that 28 into 28 dimension images for training the discriminator as well. So that's a necessary. And at the end, we are using the 10s function here. The main reason behind not using the leaky ReLU, because if you are using the 10s function, then it will give you the range from -1 to 1. And in case of as I already told you that we normalize the image where it is in range of -1 to 1, then it will come from the same probability. The probability will be same, the pixels probability. Okay, so that's why we use a 10s function. If you use 0 to 1, if you just do extend divided by 255, then the image will be normalized in range of 0 to 1, and then you can use a sigmoid here also, or obviously you can use the ReLU functions also. Okay, so this is all the generator architecture. We call the function generator underscore model and print the summary. So this is a summary, and the number of parameters we have, the number of layer we have. Okay, now the thing is noise, so we need to generate. Let's try this generator. Okay, so initially it is not trained. Okay, so what we have generated a noise, random noise, which is a column vector which contains 100 of the 100 rows. Okay, a single column which contain 100 pixels. Okay, and we give it to a generator. So as I told you, generator is not trained initially, so the generated generator output this kind of images. So obviously this is nothing, this is just a white noise here. So we need to train the generator. For training the generator, we want a discriminator. So now let's move forward to a discriminator. So as I already told you, discriminator job is to basically in discriminator we do downsampling of the images. So we will use the convolutional 2D layer. So this is again you should be familiar of. You initialize with tf.keras.sequential. You add the convolutional layer with 64 filter, and 128, and the input size is 28 into 28 into 1. If you are taking some different input, then you need to change it here, and you need to change the generated dimension using some different strides also. And then you add a leaky ReLU, you add a dropout layer. You guys are familiar of that, I know. You should have to. Okay. So at the last we use a flattening layer and the dense layer at the end. So the dense layer will give you the in a dense layer we are using the only one neuron. So it will be a output layer which will give you the probability whether the image is real or a fake. Okay. So now we call the function and we get the discriminator. So this is how this is a summary of the discriminator. Okay. So now let's define the discriminator loss. So discriminator loss contains of two things I told you: the real loss and the fake loss. Real loss is for the discriminator should correctly identify the real images as one. So this is how a cross entropy loss, in which the uh, we try to. This is how this thing is telling that your discriminator is classifying uh, uh, the real image as one, and the fake loss is tf dot underscore zero like dot fake output dot comma fake output. So this is telling whether your the generated image will be a zero. Okay. So the total loss will be a real loss and fake loss. I already talked about these things, the losses. So I'm not going to take it here. And this is how we are going to generate it. Okay. And same for the generator loss. You need to copy these things, but here instead of real output, you will be saying the fake output, because what you want your discriminator to fool. Okay. So this is a generator loss. Okay. So since we have two neural network, we need to have two different optimizers. So we are using two different optimizers. The Adam, although we are using the same, but we have to initialize two different Adams optimizers. And this is for the discriminator. We are passing the learning rate 10 to the power minus 4. So this is basically a checkpoint. The way to checkpoint the network. Suppose if your network if you have some network issue or something, that it will checkpoint help in checkpointing well the training. Okay. So the number of epochs I am using 50, the noise dimension I am using the 100, and the number of example to generate I am using 16. So basically this is a seed, this is noises we have. Okay. This will help you to save the examples also. We will see how. So this is a custom training loop. Okay. So in general, what you guys use, you use the model.training API. Okay. But here we are using the custom training loop. So first we need to initialize at tf.function. This function helps you to compile the function. Okay. So it is mandatory before proceeding. So we design a custom training loop. Okay. So this is a noise vector tf.random. So we are taking the normal values, any from the normal distribution. The best size will be, I already told you, and the noise dimension I will be taking 100. So we will get a matrix of the noise. So a gradient tape help you to auto differentiate the gradients. Okay. So we do need to have different gradients for the generator as well as for the discriminator. So generated image will be, we generate the image. Okay. Here we call the generator and we give a noise, we generate the image. The real output will be the images that come from the real images, it considers as a real output, and the fake output will be the images comes from the generator. A generator is considered as a fake output. Okay. So the loss, I call the loss function. So in generator loss, we only need to give fake output. As I already told you, we do not bother about the real thing. Okay. And in discriminator, you need to give the real output and the fake output as well. So basically how you calculate the gradients. So this is how you are going to calculate it. GAN tape, the gradient tape which we used, dot gradient. So we give the loss and the generated trainable variables. So if you are aware of the working of the neural network, then it is very easy for you to understand all those things. We are just trying to calculate the gradient of the loss function with respect to the trainable variables, and we are and at the last, and same for the discriminator. Okay, and at the last, what we are doing, we are applying these gradient into the optimizer so that your optimizer can work and minimize the loss. So this is a custom training loop. Although you can also use the model.training API, the method model.training, which we have in Keras. But since most of the internet example, you will see this kind of thing because it is very easy to train. Okay, by this way, instead of using that. So you should aware of this thing. And here the thing is, you can uh, take different type of losses and all those things. You can check the gradients for all the layers, but in that case you do not have that much of the access to your network. So this is a training loop. For the 15 loops, I train the epochs is 50. So for train image in our data set, I train step is basically this function. I give the image batch, first batch of the images, and the training procedure begins. Okay, so the display, this is the function to display and save the generated image, and this is a function to checkpoint the training in every 50 seconds. Okay, so this is a function to generate and save images. Here we call the function. Here you can see, and this is how we are going to show and train. So after the 15 epochs, we will get, if you train for a 15 epochs, we will get this kind of generated images. Okay, here you can see we get, this is 9. Although these are not good, you need to train on far more epochs. Okay, so now I'm just training the thing in front of you guys so that you can visualize. It will take some time. Okay. You will see how the generator will generate the images. We will call all the function. So these are 15 epochs. We hardly, it will take just 5 minutes, and it will converge to a 15 epochs. Okay. If you train it to a more number of epochs, let's say 100 and 150, then you can get better results also. Maybe I guess my internet is some issues, so it is taking some time. Okay, we can see the training procedure begins. So every epoch that the generated image will be visible to you here. So initially you can see generator is randomly giving anything. These are not the digits. So 15 seconds for one epoch, and you have almost 15 seconds for the second epoch also. And you will see the progress of the generator. So it is almost it is the end of the today's session, guys. So let's wait for it convergence. Until, if you do have any doubt, you can ask me. You can ask the question in a comment in a chat box if you have any doubt. And if you do not have any doubt, then please say no, you don't have any doubt. GANs are one of the advanced topic, and it is very difficult to digest all of the thing I told you. And there's a lot of many ways to train the GANs. Uh, and I already told you GANs are hard to train. So you can see your model start learning the things. Here it is generating the 3. Although it is not that good. And the generated image will be saved in the in a same directory. So that's all. You can see the working here. And I already told you how the image looks like after 15 epochs. We can wait if you want till it converges to a 15 epochs. So I'm concluding the session here because if you proceed with that training, it will almost take about 8 minutes of the training. We will share the code and you can train it for far more number of epochs at your PC. I'm not taking your much more time. So that's all. I'm stopping the session here.